Therapy Army, how we having it? How we having it? Oh, what? Biggest game of the season. Biggest game of the season, guys. Biggest games of this. Well, the biggest game in English football. Biggest game in maybe British football, but Celtic and Rangers might have to say something about that. Definitely one of the biggest games in world football. Old Trafford tomorrow. We've got special guests tonight, people. We've got special guests tonight. We've got some Liverpoolians in the building. Liverpool. Some Liverpool massive in here. The question is, can Manchester United put a spanner in the works of Liverpool's title challenge? Or are we going to get smashed as usual? Because we get smashed. Lately, we've been getting smashed, on the regular by Liverpool. So is that what's going to happen? Big up to everybody. Love and light. Those of you who got early. Big up Jamie Wayne. We get battered tomorrow. No. Already the United fans are saying, honestly, it's what it is. We're getting battered. Everybody knows it. Every man and his dog knows it, that United are going to get absolutely spankled tomorrow. And Liverpool, I think they've only lost one game in 22. But let's introduce the guests. We got our brother Nura Beats on here, just on the side of me. Nura Beats, one of the guys who actually helps the channel out. The only thing that's wrong with him is he's a Liverpool fan. But nobody's perfect. Nobody in this world. There's no human being that's perfect. But he's my brother. Big up Nura Beats, thumbnail maker, all-round top man. Other than that, he's Liverpool affiliations. Underneath him, we've got Aled Cop Talk TV, mate. Aled, is that your name, Aled?
Yeah, that's my name. Yeah. Appreciate
I can't hear you, pal.
Can you not hear me?
I can hear him.
Oh, do you not hear me?
Can you say something? Can you say something, Nurabi? Can I hear you? Maybe it's me.
Can you hear me?
I think that might be me,
Yeah, I think it's you.
Bear with me, guys. I think this could be me.
No,
I can hear Aled.
Always fantastic starting off like that, eh? Bloody hell.
Big up, Stephanie.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I might need to go out and come back.
Yeah, no worries. Oh, big game tomorrow.
You got it?
Just see if this fixes it.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Audio. What's going on with the audio?
Interesting.
Okay. We're back now. I think we're back now. Can we all hear each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you, mate. Can you hear us?
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, I can hear you loudly. Right. So, how do you pronounce your name, lad?
Yeah, I can hear everyone.
How do you pronounce your name?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, Aled. Yeah, sorry. Aled, yeah. Welsh
Aled.
name. So, yeah.
What again? Scottish name?
Welsh.
Welsh name. Sounds lovely. Aled. Yeah. It sounds like a bit of an Arabic name, actually.
Does it?
Yeah.
It's either that or you're our lad. One of us.
Yeah.
Welcome to the stream, brother.
I appreciate that, boys. Pleasure being had on, so I appreciate that. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, but big up. Special guest, Liverpool massive there tonight. Nura Beats, Aled. And then we got my brother from Southern Africa, Lesso Talks Football, Lesso Football Talk. And then the original one on the channel, Bumbaye, is about better watch out. Listen, first of all, what would it mean, Nura Beats and lads? Question is, what would it mean for Klopp to sign off with a Premier League title?
It will be for me. It will be emotional. It will add to his legendary status, but we can't really I'm just trying to keep that out of my head at the moment. I'm just trying to focus on the games ahead because, as you see, the league is tight. It's extremely tight. After every match day, someone else is on top of the league. So I'm confident. I'm confident of the game tomorrow, and hopefully the guys will be confident and focused and don't allow what happened in the FA Cup to happen ever again.
Boy. Yeah. Well, to be fair, our FA Cup record or a cup record, it's like we've beaten you in cups like 11 times. I think you're the only other team that's beaten another team more. And I think you've got 12, and you beat Everton 12 times in cups. So when it comes to cups,
it's you guys.
United always batter Liverpool. It's what it is. But I wish it was like that in the league titles. I wish it was like that in the league. But
It was like that. How many years? 20 plus years it was like that? Allow us to have a bit of time.
I remember that. Listen, I remember being in Old Trafford and absolutely flipping Danny, absolute Mufc. Murphy is there taking penalties when we battered you. 90-something minutes we're battering you. You go one attack, counter attack, you get a penalty, and Danny Murphy twice Danny Murphy. Twice Danny Murphy is doing that to me. But what would it mean to you? Klopp signs up on a league title at the end of the season. It's like the biggest one that you want. Europa League, whatever. It's the league, the Premier League is the biggest thing for you, isn't it?
Yeah, massive. I think obviously a big game tomorrow, and just echo what Nearbeater said. It's just crazy, like, because there's always someone else at the top of the table after each day. Like, it's just crazy, but at the same time, it's just the end is in sight, and we know that obviously a lot of people are backing us now, but at the same time, given the circumstances and the timings around when we face you guys, it does have all the hallmarks to be a draw. But at the same time, if Liverpool don't play to the occasion, I think that's our best chance, because I know you guys cede a lot of opportunities. So if we can capitalise on that, then we shouldn't have a problem. But yeah, just big game tomorrow, big game, and just the statement I think it'd give, because how big of a game it is on paper. I think if we can come out that unscathed, I think it's a big plus for us going forward.
Big up. I think it would mean a lot. Deep down, the thing about it is that I actually, I went to university in Liverpool. Half of my family, majority are Liverpool fans. A lot of people would be happy. A lot of my friends would be happy. I actually like Jurgen Klopp, and I will never will I ever forgive that piece of absolute muppet that is Ed Woodward, who took him around Old Trafford and said that this club is like Hollywood. Can you imagine that? He said that to Klopp. The history would be so different if he came to United. How things would have turned out if we would have signed Jurgen Klopp. But it is what it is. Big up, Tom. Big up, Bumbaye. How we doing?
Very well. Good evening to the Therapy Army.
Yeah. So, guys, the question is simple. What would it mean to put a spanner in Liverpool work tomorrow? What would it mean to derail this league?
It would mean, I tell you where I am with it, and this is God's honest truth. Nuruddin, you know something nobody else knows, but we won't go there. Back in the day, what it was and what it is, but we won't go there. I adore Jurgen Klopp. I love him. To me, he's the best because of what Liverpool hadn't done for so long and what they've managed to do with the constraints against a behemoth that is Manchester City, and what he's instilled in there. City had won 2 leagues. They were regular Champions League, top 2, top 3. That's all there. Now take them in your image. Klopp had to build that mentality, had to make believers out of Liverpool fans again. So what he's done is magnificent, and what a guy he is. To lose him for the Premier League for me is I'm sad to see him go. So, I mean, Lincoln Lawyer said it, echoed what you guys are saying, our brothers from the Liverpool side. Which is we're also pretty confident you're going to whip us. So no beef there. But you know what? It's not the saddest thing in the world for me personally, because of we've got nothing to play for really, guys. We're not getting in the Champions League. We're living on a prayer in the FA Cup, and things are very, very dour for Man United now. So, come what may, we just got to see it out to the end of the season. And if you guys do what it is that you want to do, then that's, congrats. I just don't want City personally. I'm tired of City now. I mean, 4 in a row would be a bit too many. So I'm Arsenal or Liverpool. That probably will get some flack in the comments, but that's me. City are at the bottom of that trio.
Tom,
What would it mean?
what would it mean? What would it mean to put a spanner in the works?
I don't think it matters too much, to be honest with you.
Don't mean anything.
What? Are you
I don't
kidding
think
me?
it matters because I don't think we're going to win. I'll be very honest.
Football is strange. Nobody thought we were going to win that cup game.
Dino, even if we pop them, Tom, even if we clip them tomorrow, which is going to be a miracle anyway, you're just going to cock it up in the next game. What's the point? Let them enjoy it, man.
No, I can see us turning up for the game, and I think that both teams really just play for the occasion. That's really what it is. And I always say this with games when it's Liverpool, Man United, whether it's Anfield or OT, tactics go out the window. It's a rivalry at the end of the day. It's who wants it more on the day, and you've seen it for 4 or 5 years now, and more times than occasions that Liverpool have either gone to Old Trafford or Anfield, and they've wanted it more than Manchester United. The track record proves itself. I don't need to go over results and fixtures. The track record is there for all to see. And as much as it would be a pleasure to put a spanner in the works for Liverpool, I don't necessarily think it makes much of a difference anyway. I couldn't give a shit. Man United aren't fighting in the title race. Manchester City, Liverpool and Arsenal, who arguably are all 3 of Manchester United's biggest rivals, as history will tell, are all challenging for a title. And Man United aren't involved in the conversation. But so for me, in terms of derailing or anything, I don't think it makes much difference anyway. Liverpool are a solid team. I think even if they lose tomorrow, I could easily see them winning every single game from then on till the end of the season, with or without tomorrow. And then it's just a case of if City and Arsenal slip up and then the points go and the results go in Liverpool's favour. But I'm not one for this anyway in terms of this derailing or anything, because as an argument anyway, Man United should always be up there with these sort of clubs anyway, challenging every single season, and we're fucking not. We're not, and it's a disgrace. And at the end of the day, Jurgen Klopp for what he's done for that football club, and I agree with what Mumbai said in terms of when you walk into that football club, good managers have walked into that football club and failed to bring the title home. They've come fucking 2 or 3 games within grasp of it, and they failed to do it. But in the case of what they've had to do against Manchester City, yeah, I take my hat off to him. He's competed with minimalised resources, but they've used those minimalised resources to their better advantage. And he's brought through young players. He's playing a brilliant style of football that entertains the fans week in, week out. He's never once really showed any sort of arrogance towards the football club or anything and said, "Oh, I might leave in a couple of years or here and there." No, he's been loyal. He's stuck by his word that he'll see out his tenure at Liverpool for as long as he can. And ultimately, he wants a break from football now. And you can't really argue with that with the guy anyway. But no, for me anyway, I think it doesn't really matter if Man United derail it or not anyway, because if Man United are in the conversation, I couldn't give a shit. That's just my personal opinion anyway. But if I had to pick out of any of the 3, I want Arsenal. Of course I want Arsenal. But if it's out of all 3 of them, I can see Liverpool in there. I just think the tide's on Liverpool's side with a lot of the results that they've got, a lot of late winners. Listen, you need to have a bit of fortune and a bit of luck if you're going to win anything. And I think if the probability of what I've seen personally anyway for this season, I think the luck's always been with Liverpool from day one. But you've got to have luck to win anything, and if they do it, I'll take it for what it is. But Jurgen Klopp at the end of the day, he's a great manager. You can't deny saying that. He's a great manager, and he will go down in Liverpool history. And I agree with what Bombay said. I think it's a shame that he has left the Premier League, or that he will be anyway at the end of the season, because there is that rivalry there with a lot of the football clubs. But Jurgen Klopp went into Liverpool and he understood the Manchester United-Liverpool rivalry straight away from the get-go. And a lot of Manchester United managers come in, or the players come in, and they don't understand that rivalry. Liverpool tomorrow, they'll understand that rivalry because they know that they have to win that league title for their manager leaving. And that's the difference between Liverpool's success and Manchester United's failures for the last 10 years. And that'll show the bigger picture anyway of it all. But like I said, I think both teams will play for the occasion. But I think the better team at the end of the day will come out with the result. I think Liverpool will win. I'm not ashamed to admit that.
All right, big up, Tom. Listen, can we put a spanner? Is there any hope of a bit of a spanner in the works? And what would it mean to you? All the way in South Africa. Obviously, in Southern Africa, there is a massive, you're either Liverpool fan or you're either Liverpool or Manchester United. It's massive in South Africa, the fan base, whether it's Liverpool or Manchester United. Can you hear me? You're on mute, brother. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm trying to unmute.
Yeah, we can hear you now. You muted yourself. Unmute. You muted yourself, man. What's going on? Unmute, man. Unmute.
I don't know. It's not trying to get.
He's discombobulated. He's thinking about the disaster of tomorrow.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yo, I swear to God, the
Come on, let's
Wi-Fi.
go. Get it out.
Oh my God, it's muted still. His laptop is muting him again. You know what it is? You know what it sounds like? Manchester United midfield when we lose the ball. Let's
Our
go
fan base tomorrow. Tomorrow's fan base.
I'm telling you. Your Wi-Fi and Mike are moving like when we lose the ball, mate. This 3-6-1.
Don't see my mic.
There we go. He's back. Go on.
I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of inconsistency with it, but to be on the real, there's a huge following in terms of Man United, the traditional two, Man United and Liverpool, in South Africa as well. So we've had that rivalry since the 90s. Growing up, those were the two major followed teams in the country, as well as us now as like the third. But yeah. I mean, it's tough to suck it up. I'd also rather have Liverpool over Man City winning it. I can't have Man City doing the quadruple. We can't have them doing that. Winning 4 league titles in a row. They've already matched our record. That's enough. That's as far as I let them go. I'd rather take Liverpool matching us with our Premier League title record, and as well as even having Arsenal. Those are the only 2 teams I'd rather root for. But yeah, looking at the game, it's not looking good, guys. As much as we're optimistic here and we say what we want to say, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, we don't have a chance. And it's fine to say that because we are where we at. We've seen the team on a realistic point that there is no cohesion. There's no, in terms of match team selection, it's just not there. There is no philosophy. There is absolutely nothing. I don't know how we won the last time. It was just based on adrenaline and a bit of luck, and that's all. That's all you could base it on. You could not sit there and say, tactically, this is what we did, to get the win, and to have a full chest to say, if we meet them again, this is what we're going to tactically do. You could not do that from a football stance. So this time around, I think they will go for it. Liverpool will not underestimate Man United. They will go for the win. And it's just annoying to say that because as a fan, I'm not really looking forward to that game. I don't think most of us are, to be honest, on the panel. We're basically living on hope at the moment, but yeah, it's just not looking good, and Ten Hag is a manager walking on the plank at the moment. Is about to be sacked. He knows that himself. The club has never backed, ever since these owners came in, they've never once said that this manager is going to be here next season. So that says everything. So he knows very well this is survival football all the way, up until the next year. So it's not sustainable. Whatever we've been doing is not sustainable. So I see Liverpool winning this game. It may not be a thrashing as we're thinking it would be, maybe something like 3-1 or 2-1, at most. But they will win this game.
Big up, let's go. The thing is for me is that I want to put a spanner. You know what I mean? I always leave a couple of WhatsApp groups. I leave the family and the WhatsApp group when this game comes around, and sometimes I stay depending on the result. Last time the WhatsApp group was empty. All my cousins nowhere to be seen, nowhere to hear, nobody about. But yeah, I love singing. One of my favorite songs when I go to the stadium is 20 times, Man United. 20 times, I say. And if Liverpool were to win it, I can't be singing that. We can never sing that. So it's that you retire that song. So for me, the Gunners all the way. Come on, the Gunners! Come on, Arsenal!
Do you know, Nuruddin, I would love it. I would love it if we get it and the Liverpool fans adopt that song. 20 times, Liverpool. And then how would that make you feel?
Listen, it's gonna be funny for me. The rivalry is too much for me, honestly. Like I said, I've had so many friends from Liverpool. Like my family, my relatives are there. It's just, it's too painful, man. It's too painful. Honestly, I do not want to lose any game to Liverpool. I don't care whatever it is, any game. Because it hurts, because of the rivalry, because of the history, because of the traditions, because of the managers you've had, the managers we've had. All of it lines up. The most successful teams in English football, and it just hurts. So for me, Arsenal, you know what I mean? Toy Story, Mr. Toy Story, you know what I mean? Arteta himself, I'd rather have him to get his first one than anybody else. But it's just, seeing that would hurt because the way where we've been. But obviously, if you win it, I'm not one of these bitter and twisted. You know what I mean? I'll be like, yeah, Liverpool did it. And actually, I'd rather have Liverpool or Arsenal win it than City win it. For me, the difference, because City, man, I can't get away from that 115 charges. I just can't. Plastic football club, man. Plastic football club. That is what it would always be. So for me, it's like Liverpool have done it the right way, building, selling, buying, doing it. And the way you play, and honestly, it's like he's almost recycled. When I see Liverpool now, when I watch Liverpool, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Endo, I see that midfield that's got so much energy, so much running. The two number 8s, McAllister dictating everything. I knew McAllister was good, but I didn't know he was this good. What I mean? He stood out for Brighton.
Yeah.
But I didn't know he was this good, man. Like he is, gone to the next level. And that's a testament to Klopp, Jurgen Klopp, isn't it? But I go to you, Nura Beats. Like, where the Liverpool in terms of like where you've been, and how sad it would it be to see him go at the end of the season, because it looks like he's built another team. The problem with the best thing about Fergie was that he built 4 or 5 teams. Yeah. You know what I mean? For over the 20 odd years.
Yeah.
And regardless who was challenging us, Klopp is here. I think, would he say this is his 3rd team, because he came in, took one team, then he built another team that became really successful, and this is his 3rd team? Or would he say this is his 2nd team that he's built?
I would say his 2nd team. The first team he came in wasn't his team, so he had to rebuild that, build that squad up to go and win the Premier League and the Champions League and the FA Cup and the Carabao or what have you. But this one was his 2nd team. So the funny thing is, last season when we weren't doing so well, they were saying, "Are you fatigued? Are you tired now? Are you going to, quit being Liverpool manager?" And then he was like, "No, I've got energy. I've got energy for another 10 years." Blah blah blah. And I don't know what changed in that in his thinking when we got a new midfield in. I think he just saw I I put Liverpool in a position now to be a little bit more successful. I didn't leave them in a lurch. I didn't leave them. What
Yeah.
is it? In fifth place in the Europa. I've got them Champions League football now, probably sewn up, and we're challenging for a title. I might as well leave now because he said that he wasn't. He didn't think he will ever get fired at Liverpool, and he didn't want to stay if his energy levels weren't the same. But I really honestly believe that what drained him was competing with Man City. This as what you said is doped club. Going through against them year in year out, trying to fight them with like maybe one hand tied behind his back, where he had to sell players in order to buy. Sometimes we wouldn't go for established players. We would have to go and get up and coming young players. And so doing that again and again and again may take its toll because you have to motivate, you have to get your team to believe that they can compete with a Man City. While Man City, if Pep Guardiola doesn't think a player is working out, they're gone the next season and a new one comes in. And they have no issue doing that. So I think that has taken its toll. And also, he's become a granddad recently, and so he probably wants to spend a little bit more time at home, which he hasn't done. And he also said, interestingly, he also said that he hasn't had enough time to think about what life is really about. So he's going to try and explore that, whatever that means. So, wish him the best of luck. I was shocked when it first announced. It'll be really sad the day that he does leave. But everyone knows that the club must go on and the show must go on.
Who do you want now that you can't get Alonso? Alonso said he's staying at Leverkusen. Who do you want?
Yeah, you know what solidified it for me more was I wanted De Zerbi after the Liverpool game. Played some unbelievable football against us, and I just, your mind just takes you to, okay, let's say he has better players. What can he do with these players? Because some of the football that he's got Brighton playing, like it's ridiculous. Some of the things that they can do, and they're not even on a high level footballing wise or technical wise. You've got players like March that he's put on as a household name. He's made Welbeck look like unplayable sometimes. So I'm just thinking he could do enough, but what I've heard is that Liverpool going for Amorim, and I'm not too sure. I wasn't too familiar with what he's done. I've been doing a little bit of research. It's decent, but nothing has blown me away compared to De Zerbi. But the reason why Liverpool are steering away from De Zerbi, he's outspoken, fiery guy, and I think they don't want. Well, I think personally, this is my opinion, that Edwards doesn't want another guy kind of like a Klopp type where he eventually, garners or takes away the power from him with whatever he achieves at Liverpool, because then it'll be difficult for Edwards to put down his vision on Liverpool, the future vision. Because one of the falling out between Edwards and Klopp was Henderson and Milner, where Edwards wanted to get rid of them and get some young players, while Klopp was quite loyal sometimes. Maybe sometimes to his detriment, but he was loyal to them and made sure that they got new terms. So yeah, it's going to be sad, but I'm here and interested to see what the future holds. You're on mute.
It's going to be sad when he leaves. Who do you want? Alonso is staying. Are you on De Zerbi train? I think De Zerbi for me is a brilliant. Jamie Wayne says, listen, Arsenal have got better players. Arsenal are going for the league. He's had maybe the third worst injury of the season in the Premier League. Come on, man. Can you not see that? He's a better coach. He's a fantastic coach.
He's got the second lowest wage bill as well.
Yeah.
And look what he's producing, bro.
Exactly. Go ahead, Eled. Klopp leaving, obviously going to be gutted. Who do you want as manager? By the way, Manchester United will link with Ruben Amorim today as well. But,
Yeah. I think that's doing the rounds, I think, as well. He's in the pipeline to be one of the favourites there as well. But to be fair, I think any manager coming in after Klopp, that attention from the media, I think, will be, quite overwhelming for any manager coming into that position, because it's who can try to replicate what Jurgen Klopp can do, and I think ultimately very few managers, if any, can replicate what he's done. So, I mean, De Zerbi is obviously on the radar, but I agree with you guys that, what he's been able to do it with Brighton is obviously, very impressive. But I think from a perspective of when he comes into that sort of environment, I think that outspoken and that fiery sort of attitude that he kind of perception that he gives off, I don't think that would sit well with the fans. I know Klopp is a very he connects with the fans, and I think that's what ultimately bought him a lot of time as well, to lay down his ideas and build the foundation. I don't really know if De Zerbi be given the same amount of time, but then again, even I'm comparing De Zerbi to Klopp, and ultimately De Zerbi needs to put his own blueprint on this team very much in his unique way, the same way that Jurgen Klopp did. But obviously Amorim, I'm not really familiar with it, to be fair, to be quite frank. I have had a look, but I think on the grand scale of things, I'm not too sure who I'd want. I've seen a few people want Thomas Frank, but I think De Zerbi, out of the candidates, I think would probably be the one that I think would just about edge it at this moment in time. But look, we'll wait and see. But it's obviously a sad time. I'm just kind of hoping that the end of the season we can just kind of just cap off what's been a very, very good time under Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, big up. Just to say, so Nagelsmann doesn't interest you? Either you guys? No?
To be fair, it's a bit like he's still quite a young manager. I think he's obviously doing all right, but I think would he? I'm not saying that there's any bad eggs in the Liverpool dressing room or whatever, but I don't know how he's younger than a lot of the players as well. I just don't know how that would really kind of work on the long term. I don't know. To be fair, I haven't really properly considered it. I've seen someone mention it before, but haven't had proper time to consider it. But I wonder what you think, Nura Beats, as well.
Nagelsmann, I think for me, he's experimenting a lot. He's got really good ideas, and he experiments a lot with his teams. And I think he needs to settle down with an idea before he can come to some of the big clubs, because when you're managing a big club like Liverpool, Bayern Munich, it's not just the ideas you have, but ways that you can convince those older players that you know what you're talking about. You have a good grounding, and sometimes he may come across like a know-it-all or what have you, but he just needs to probably work on his man management skills and ways to motivate and bring those older players along with him in his ideas. And I think he needs a little bit more time probably refining that, so before I can consider someone like him.
Yeah, big up. Footy Chip says would love to join. I've sent you the link, man. Come on, I want to hear from an Arsenal point of view. Keep up the good work as usual. Now, big up to you, Football Chips. United fans, I'll go to you, Bumbaye. Actually, here he is. Hey, big up to you, brother.
Hi, thanks, Student, for letting me join in.
How you doing, man?
A long-time follower.
Yeah, man, big up to you. So we're saying that Liverpool are... we're saying majority United fans want Arsenal to win the league. How does that feel? Where majority United fans want Arsenal to win the league?
Do you know what? It's been a long time. I've never in my life I've seen so many Man U fans online that is wanting Arsenal to win, because I grew up during the Wenger-Ferguson era, so obviously it was a proper bitter rivalry. I hated Man United more than I hated Tottenham at the time, because obviously there were genuine trophies we were winning and Tottenham was so far behind. But obviously I can understand why Man U fans would want, because I think Man U are a team in such a unique position. You have two rivalries, like proper rivalries. It's not even, oh, it's just come about of a weird way. You know, the way Arsenal fans see Tottenham as a rival, you guys have Liverpool obviously and City. But nonetheless, I wish all the prayers, all the willingness from Man U fans was enough. But it's just so tight, man. Liverpool just keep winning. I don't know what they're doing, what kind of juju they've put on the league. Like they keep getting these 1-0. There's Nottingham Forest, the Brighton, you name it. Like it's just one of those things. You know what we say, you know, they're like qadar, innit? It's just like it's just like it seems like it's meant to be. It's their destiny right now that they're going for it, and we've just unlucky that we're in the way as well. So we just got to do what we got to do. Liverpool's going to do what they got to do, and obviously the cheats that is Manchester City, they're going to keep paying whoever they're going to keep paying to do what they need to do. So it's going to be, it's definitely going to be one of the most entertaining ends to the season. That's definitely for sure.
It's a proper title race, isn't it? It's a proper title race. What is it? 8 to go. You know what I mean? 8 to go or 7 to go, whatever it is. It's going to be massive. To the United fans, I'll start with you, Bumbaye. Liverpool here, going for a title. Arsenal here, going for a title. Manchester United.
Going for 6.
We're going for... The worst thing for me would be if we to qualify for the...
Conference League.
By the way, you know this therapy on me. There's no conference, no covering. If United go for that, I'm gonna pretend United don't play on Thursdays. You know.
Don't call me for them shows. I'm not doing them.
No,
shows.
are you what shows? Are you kidding me?
Doing them
No
shows.
shows. But listen,
Doing them shows.
Eric Ten Hag, obviously, is Eric Ten Hag. Who would you want Bombaye as the manager? Because that's what we have to talk about. Because he's gonna get the sack. The only thing I would say to Lesso was saying before, they've not backed him. They have come out. They've put it out in the media. They're backing him till the end of the season, at least. That's what they're doing. So who would you want as manager? Because we have to get moving. Because it's clearly so that Ten Hag is catfished us all, man, and he doesn't have a clue. Structurally, Manchester United are all over the place. We can't fill gaps. We can't sustain any kind of a sustainable football. And I've been calling it out since January. So who would you want, Bumbaye? Quickly, and then move on to Tom, then Lesso. Who would you want as next manager? And please don't say he's wearing a wig.
No,
he's
he is.
wearing a wig.
Sorry,
Not Antonio Conte.
Sorry.
He's wearing a wig. Please don't tell me Conte. Please.
Antonio Conte. That is the guy that I want. I want Antonio Conte, or I want Julian Nagelsmann. What excites me, see, for example, Liverpool are in a totally different place to Man United. Now, I would be looking at guys like Alonso and more favourably at a young up-and-coming manager that's exciting for Man United. If it was in a place of Liverpool, that means the standards are set, the dressing room is set, we've got winners, we've got winning mentality, we're consistent, we're always there. Now somebody come in, he's giving you a beautiful team to just work with. When you listen to De Zerbi talk, don't underestimate what Graham Potter gave him. He said it more than once. He said, Graham Potter left me with a perfect setup. I took them and developed them, tweaked it, and now made them De Zerbi's team. But it was all there. Graham Potter was playing great football with Brighton. They've gone to another level under De Zerbi, but that's what I'm talking about. This is why I say Antonio Conte. I don't want a guy that comes in. He's an up-and-comer. He's done all right here and there, Amorim and these guys. Motta's another guy people are talking about. Michel at Girona. Yeah, nice football is just nice football. Fine. We've seen that it doesn't always translate. What I want is a big personality, an experienced manager that walks into the dressing room and he says to the players, "What? I've managed everywhere. I've managed players 10 times better than you. I was a great player. I've won this league. I've won this FA Cup." Do you know what I mean? That's why I say Conte, and I want an abrasive personality. And what I also like is Nagelsmann as my second option.
You know that the Glazers still own Manchester United, don't you?
I do, but that's part of the reason why I want him in.
The guy that's
you see, Ten Hag is Ten Hag. is Ten Hag, like Ollie, the guy that is ever going to come out and bring the Glazers into disrepute when he is taking the bullets and he shouldn't be? Conte is. And I want that. I want to see the truth. But I think if you give Conte that money that Ten Hag's had and he's able to come in, I think he would have done really well for us. And there's a lot of ingredients that Conte brings that this team does not have. The second one, bro, is Nagelsmann. These are my two. And Nagelsmann, very, very accurately, Nora Beats described him, but that's exactly why I want him. He is a real wild card. He has got some very, very, original ideas, and he's not afraid to implement those ideas and impose his will. Even at Bayern Munich, it's seemingly now they've made a mistake sacking him off and bringing Tuchel. I thought he was doing all right. I was surprised. But I think maybe a manager like that comes with really new, exciting ideas, and he's got, you know what, he will impose those ideas on the team. And I'm there because I'm so fed up with Ten Hag and the last couple of managers that I want somebody that is a little bit unorthodox, that is experimental, that will try things with this team, because I just want to see something different now. And I said it last week, I'm on the verge. I jumped the gun a bit, boys, people on Southgate, but I'm just trying to tell you, I'm dying. I'm fed up. I'm fed up. So that's my two.
Okay.
Can I just ask something about Conte? Sorry. Doesn't Conte remind you of Jose Mourinho? And
100%. Listen, I'm not even going to go there. Listen, footy and chips, I'm not even going to go there with Mbaye.
Okay, fine.
That guy is a football terrorist, like somebody said.
Just so you know, I adore something called Jose Mourinho, and was one of the few that said get rid of anybody but the manager.
That's why we are where we are, mate. But Mbaye, I respect the opinion. I respect it. But Nagelsmann, for me, not here. I'm not here for that. Tom, to me, De Zerbi's the guy. I'm even put off by getting a manager from abroad. That's how bad I am. De Zerbi's the guy because he literally coached the players how to play up from the back. But there's no point in getting rid of Ten Hag if you can't get rid of 6 or 7 in the starting lineup. But quickly, Tom, tomorrow, I asked that to Mbaye because I just wanted people to know about Conte. So tomorrow, what do you see in terms of what 11 do you see on the football pitch tomorrow?
Well, we already know what backline we've got. We haven't got any fucking centre halves left. So Kwambala and Maguire is going to be at the back. Personally, I'm shitting my hand because I already know what I'm going to get with Harry Maguire, and I know what Liverpool can do to the guy. They have done it at Anfield. They've done it at OT. Stretch the pitch, play out wide, spam the box with crosses. The number 8s running the show, midfield play, good link-up play with players and stuff. And that doesn't suit how Harry Maguire plays. He likes to have a bulky, stocky number 9 barging into the back of him and have a bit of a tussle and a bit of a brawl. And he's not going to have that tomorrow. Kwambala, for me, I've not seen enough of the kid play enough to bring more of a judgment out of him. But maybe tomorrow might be the making of the kid. I don't know. But we'll have to see with that. But like I said, with some of the players, especially with the way that they played at Chelsea, we've said it. We've called it out all season with petulance with players where there's not really a work rate, there's not really an effort. Listen, if they can't get, they did it a couple of weeks ago when they got out of bed and played against Liverpool in the FA Cup. So I don't want to hear the excuse from Erik ten Hag that it can't be done because they've already done it. They went up and they faced up to Liverpool, and it was a basketball match, and Man United came out on top in the game. But at the end of the day, I see work rate and desire from players like Garnacho, from players like Kobe Mino, because they understand the fixture. They've been brought up in the youth games where they've played against young players. For example, Alejandro Garnacho and Kobe Mino will know some of the Liverpool under 18s or under 21 players. They'll know such as Curtis Jones when they've played youth games. They'll know all these sort of factors. They'll have played some of these players already. And look, at the end of the day, Manchester United, as much as people want to say they've got a lot of young players in the squad and everything, a large bulk and proportion of the team has major experience. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Onana's got experience. Casemiro's got experience. Even Delo's been here a couple of years. He's not a little schoolboy anymore. He's been at Man United a couple of years now. He knows what the game is. Exactly the same case that you can say for players like Marcus Rashford. They're not young players anymore. They're 26. They need to grow up and they actually need to look at football and say, is this a profession that I want to be successful in? Or do I want the lavish lifestyle, nice couple of meals, bougie sort of cars, sit in my millionaire mansion in Manchester, or go on my fucking private yacht to wherever, Monaco, wherever? What is it that you want for your life? Do you want to be a professional footballer who wins the Premier League, the Champions League, whatever? Because right now you can't say that for some of these players.
Tom,
It just disgraces it, Nuruddin. And even if we go for the starting lineup or everything, we all know what the back line
Who do you do on the midfield tomorrow? Would you pick the midfield tomorrow?
We need energy. I'll be very honest. We do need energy. Casemiro, I think, has to play for experience reasons. I'd put him next to Kobe Mino, and we already know. And if it was up to me, I'd play Mason Mount at number 10. I would. I think the legs, the energy that he brings. I don't buy this Fernandes hype. We played without Fernandes at Anfield, and I thought we played a decent game. So why go like what we do at OT? And I've seen enough from Fernandes in terms of the petulance and the arguing with the officials and everything. It's just getting a bit annoying now at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, they need to grow up, a lot of these players, take responsibility, take accountability. And if you want to show for Manchester United fans in their own ground what you want to do for the future, because if Erik ten Hag isn't here, mate, a couple of these players are going to scratch their heads and think, oh, fucking hell, I need to put my ideas up. So if you're not going to be in the next manager's plans at the end of the season, if Ten Hag's not here, you need to put yourself in the shop window then. So perform and play fucking well to the best of your abilities. But I'm not having the argument of injuries and all this other shit and everything. Like I say, if there's one game that I'll accept that Erik ten Hag throws the style of play and tactics away, it's this game. Because it's just about who wants it more on the day, who wants to win the duels, who wants to win the 50-50s, who wants it more in the game. That's all this game is about at the end of the day. Tactic goes out of the window when one of the teams scores because it's all about who wants it more, who wants to run that extra 20 yards at the end of the game when they're fucking knackered or whatever to try and recover a ball or score a goal. Who wants it more? And at the end of the day with Manchester United, I saw what I saw 2 weeks ago from these similar group of players that will probably play again tomorrow. So it can be done. So the argument of that, if people want to sit there and say that Manchester United can't turn up for the big games or they've got no chance against Liverpool, they have a chance, of course they do. Just show what you can do on the football pitch. We know we don't have a style of play, we don't have tactics, so throw it out the window then.
Tom just said something, and this is just hypothetics. Let's say tomorrow we turn up and we give the performance that we gave at Brentford. But this is a game where you naturally, as a player, you understand what it means. You understand the implications of a disastrous performance. If it is a performance that nobody's winning second balls, they've not turned up, they're not there. Is that the players or is that the manager? Or is that both?
I think it's a bit of both, to be honest with you, Bombay, because the players, like I said 2 weeks ago, they performed to standards. They rose up to Liverpool and they went, and it was a 50-50 game. It could have gone either way in that tie. But as much as you can praise the players in that argument, the manager clearly had to have said something to got a reaction out of the players. He did it last year when we was playing crap at the start of the season, and the Liverpool game come round, and suddenly something just clicked, and then they played for him in patterns. They played with a bit of aggression, a bit of enthusiasm, and it just clicked. And that's where our season started from last year. This year, it's never got going, and it's always been the label of injuries and excuses on that. But if we're going for what we see, we need to see the players perform to the standards that Manchester United set in every single game. Forget a rivalry. If you want to play for Manchester United, you play against what's in front of you, not just for the big games and big occasions. Because if you don't, forget winning the title. If you're not going to be up for playing 38 games a season, regardless of who you're playing in front of you, you're not going to win the league. It's as simple as that. Take every single game in stone. And if the players aren't prepared to play for the manager, that's fine. I couldn't give a shit about that. Play for the football club. Play for the club that employs you, but also the fans that sit and pay in that stadium, like you, Bombay, like Nuruddin, who go to the games week in, week out and want to see entertainment or a bit of good football.
Thank God I don't go week in, week out. Once in a blue moon is enough, bro.
Well, I mean, you two saw a guy faint in front of you when you saw Anthony score a goal.
Listen, Tom, I'm not going to lie to you. There's no hope, but tomorrow I'm not playing Bruno or Rashford. I'm playing different players. Let's hope pick your 11 quickly, and then I want to get to hear from the Liverpool boys. What's their team tomorrow, and who's back from injury for them? But before I do that, let's get into this. Let me just get into this. Let me get into this. 1 second. Let me check the script, man. Check the script. Let me just check this script here. Tomorrow, Liverpool United. So here we go. So just going. Manchester United await the news of Casemiro, Johnny Evans, Rafael Varane will be fit after they were forced off Chelsea. Victor Lindelof, Sandro Martinez, Luke Shaw remain on the sidelines. Liverpool expect to welcome back Endo after he sat out the win over Sheffield United following an injury against Brighton. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Alisson, Diego Jota are not yet ready to return from injury. Manchester United have won just one of their last 11 league games against Liverpool, drawing 4, losing 6. Although it was in this exact fixture last season, yeah, we beat you last season, they could win consecutive home league games against the Reds for the first time since September 2015. The Red Devils' FA Cup quarterfinal victory over Liverpool was their 5th with 20 matches against Jurgen Klopp. Liverpool drawn 8, lost 7. Liverpool have had 34 shots when the two sides drew 0-0 in December, which was the only game that they have failed to score this season. The only fixture between Everton and Liverpool have been more red cards in the Premier League than 18 matches against Liverpool and Manchester United. Manchester United have only lost 17 of their 42 games in all competitions, winning 21, drawing 4. They lost more matches this season than they did in 1997, 78. Wow, gosh, crazy. The Reds and Devils have equaled their club record for Premier League losses in single campaign with 12 set in 2014, 2014, equaled the 2021-22. Both of these seasons, they sacked their manager. We faced 225 shots in 2024, which is more than any other side in Europe or top 5 leagues. The records are there. Eric Ten Hag's win ratio at Old Trafford is 71.7, best of any permanent United manager, just ahead of Sir Alex Ferguson, 71.2. So under Ten Hag, United have won 4 of their 5 home league matches against teams starting the day on top 4, most recently beating Aston Villa on Boxing Day. Alessandro Garnacho is the first teenager to score 2 more goals in 3 Premier League matches, single season since Michael Owen in 98-99. Liverpool total of 81% possession against Sheffield United is the highest such a figure in record Premier League match since the records began in 2003-04. The Reds have won 16 matches and scored 59 goals in all competition in 2024, more than any other side in Europe top 5 leagues. Jurgen Klopp's side have scored 26 top flight goals this season in the final of 15 minutes of matches, 10 more than any other team. They have won top flight high 26 points from losing positions in the current campaign. Mohamed Salah to become the first opposition to score 4 consecutive Premier League matches at Old Trafford. Salah scored 13 goals in 14 appearances against United for Liverpool, including.
Have you got any good news for us?
In his last 5 at Old Trafford in all competition, Salah is level alongside Alan Shearer with 10 goals as a leading Premier League goal scorer against the Red Devils. Alexis McAllister has scored 5 goals and 5 assists in his last 10 appearances for Liverpool in all competition. McAllister's on fire. Your defense is terrified, mate. My defense is certainly terrified because McAllister's on fire. So, listen, what team are we picking quickly, brother? Give me the team. What are we picking tomorrow? Give me the starting lineup. If it's up to me, I'll have a Turkish kid in there. I don't like that Unana. Mr. Jeremy Beadle, mate.
Okay.
I don't like Jeremy Beadle.
Now I think yeah, that's the thing, I'm gonna base it on what more or less what is likely what the manager is gonna pick. I'm gonna go with obviously with Onana in the goalkeeping position, and then I'm gonna go with Aaron Wan-Bissaka as a right back. Well, we won't do that, but I'm just saying that's the logical stance. And then we go with Delo in the left back. That's what I would do. And then I'd go with Casemiro with Kobe Maino, both occupying that double pivot, and then I'll go with Mason Mount just in front of them. And then on the sides, I'd go with on the right hand side, I'll go with Anthony, and then on the left hand side, I'll go with Garnacho, and then through the middle, I'll go with Hoyland.
Yeah, big up. Listen, let me go to the Liverpool boys. What team are you expecting tomorrow? The team that played against Sheffield United. What team are you expecting? Give me your starting lineup.
I think it's the same team apart from Endo will be back in the team, and so it'll be Kelleher, Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson will start as well, and then it will be Endo, McAllister, Szoboszlai, and the front three of Diaz, Nunes, and Salah. I don't know what you think, Alec.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah, how big of a boost that Endo coming back. I think he's been really good this season. I think he's really stepped up, and on top of that, McAllister's obviously performing well as well. Yeah, Gravenberch, I think out of the ones that started against Sheffield, I don't think he'll start. I think Endo will go straight back in. And then Robertson will join the back four as well. Yeah, I just completely agree with your team, really. Yeah, I think that's the one to start.
So you got that Bradley kid right back, and then it's Robertson on the left back. Obviously, it's the kid. He's got a family in Manchester. What's his name? The centre half?
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa, yeah. He's got family in Manchester. I know some of his relatives. They were bigging him up years ago on Facebook. Kwanzaa for Liverpool, but when he signed his contract, so yeah. Big up to everybody. We've got over 200 people in here. Please smash a like. The channel is shadow banned. We are demonetized, but we don't give a effing damn because we shout for Palestine. We shout for Lebanon. We shout for people in Syria who are resisting Zionism and the Zionist kind of aggression, what's going on in that region. So big up to all those people resisting Zionist aggression, and especially the Palestinians who are getting genocided. So we don't give an absolute hoot. Listen, Aiden, what do you think the score's going to be tomorrow? Hey, lad, what do you think the score? What do you think the score? And who's your front three again? It's the Uruguayan madman. And then obviously, I think one of your best players. I love watching him, Diaz. What an energy that guy's got. What a motor. And then who's on the right? Salah. Okay.
Salah, yeah. Score prediction. I just think with Nunes there as well as Diaz and Salah as well, when they complement each other, they just create a lot of chaos. And I think, given your circumstances around injuries as well, I think that could really cause quite a few problems. I think if we start on the front foot and we're clinical, we take our chances and we start strong, I think we win 3-1. 3-1.
Wow. Okay. Nurabi, do you agree?
Yeah, slightly.
And who have you got on the bench tomorrow then? Who would you have on the bench? Gravenberch, Elliott, who else?
Jones.
Gakpo.
Jones, Gakpo.
Yeah.
Jota's out, right?
Yeah.
Jota's he's coming back next game.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a player
Just misses out. Yeah.
Jota is. I remember watching him at Old Trafford live for Wolverhampton, and I'm like, we need to get this guy. We need to get this guy. We need to get this guy. Oh, no. He goes to Liverpool. Liverpool grab him. Honestly, watching him live, he sets the gravity, the way he manipulates the ball. And
yeah, he goes so under the radar as well.
What a player that guy is. Honestly, when you watch them live, you're like, wow, this guy is unbelievable. So yeah, what do you reckon, the Rubies? What do you reckon tomorrow? Score?
Yeah, I think I probably agree with Alid there with the score prediction. I think we'll score 2 early goals. You'll probably get one back, and then we'll just hit you on a counter when you're trying to equalize, and then we should be able to just kill it off. But the key for me will be like early Liverpool for our side. Liverpool need to score early in order and don't
Silence
give
the crowd.
United. Yeah, exactly. Don't get the crowd going at Old Trafford, and don't allow the crowd to energize Man United, which happened in the last game. So, yeah, kill the crowd, and then it should be. It
I
should
walk in
be.
the park. I
No,
walk.
I was about to
in
say a
the
walk
park.
in the park. I'm gonna stop. I had to stop myself there and
Back
say.
your team, man. Back some serious face, man. Walk in the park.
No, I'll just say it should be like professional.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because if you get the crowd involved tomorrow, bro, I'm telling you, it's
Yeah.
going to be a harder game than you think. If the
100%.
crowd get involved, we kick every game. Obviously, fish and chips, bro. Listen, talk to me. You put your United skirt on tomorrow. Your United, your United slippers. You know what I mean? United shirt. You've got everything.
Everything.
You're drinking from a Manchester United cup. You know what I mean? You're looking at the sky saying, "Come on." You're staying on the spirit of Fergie, the spirit of Busby. Do them. We're calling on everybody to see Liverpool tomorrow. Talk to me.
Oh wait, I think.
You think we're gonna get smashed? Have you already given up that we're gonna get smashed?
No, I think obviously the rational part of me, the logical part, brain part, is saying Liverpool are overriding favourites. They're gonna win either 3-0 or 3-1, like a big scoreline, purely because of what I saw they were able to do a couple of weeks ago in the FA Cup. But that game itself showed me, when they say, "Oh, don't play the occasion, play the game." I think Man United need to play the occasion right now. It's not necessarily being calm, being methodical, being Chris passing, because man, you haven't been able to do that. What Man United to do is something that you already pointed out is energy, and I think everyone from defenders to the midfielders, whether it's Mount, McTominay, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, whoever is in that midfield, they need to be playing at 100 miles an hour. They need to be going to tackles, just crunching Liverpool players, because that's the only equalizer you have right now. Obviously, the home crowd, the fact that you're in Trafford is a massive equalizer. So whether you're like 3 or 4 levels down in actual state of play, all of those home advantage, all of the passion, all of the rivalry, all of that needs to make you that equalizer. So in my heart, I think it could be a draw, or it might be another 1-0 or a 4-3, something very minute that Man U will do to win it. Like, it won't be like a huge win for Man United, but if they do win it, it would be like a 2-1 or a 1-0. Man United are gonna be having to defend, like Lord of the Rings in that second film where they're all at Helm's Deep, and that Orcs army is attacking, and Man United might just need to do that, just like Arsenal did at City, right? And they had to be patient, wait for a set piece, wait for that counter. My biggest issue is, and I'll be honest, is I'm trying to see the goal scorers for Man United. Now, the way Rashford played, especially after he came on in the Chelsea game, I think everyone's seen the Twitter sort of little clips of him walking around, not necessarily doing any pressing, chasing the balls, not putting any pressure on any of the Chelsea players when they had it in their own half.
He's the best shadow presser in the world, right?
Yeah,
best shadow.
that's
I do shadow pressing, but he's the best. He's our best shadow presser by my.
Yeah, like all outfield players, that is, none of them can be doing any of that kind of walking unless your calf muscle has seized up, cramped. Everyone should be running at every moment to get the ball. So someone like Rashford, I know Rashford, like he's got a knack of this. He can score a 20-yard or a 30-yard banger out of nowhere all of a sudden. And I've got there's that feeling Ten Hag is going to rely on that. That's why he's been playing McTominay a lot, where McTominay's been just randomly scoring from midfield, like a late goal or crashing into the box. But for me, I would play with players that, like you're saying, it's got the energy, the ones that are going to run, give the heart out, whether it's Wan-Bissaka, whether it's a Dalot. The defenders, I know like all of them are down, but Harry Maguire, for all of his failings, he genuinely does give 100% on the pitch. Whether it's a poor quality of 100%, he's going to be running around. He's going to do his best. He goes head first into, if he needs to go head first or foot first, wherever it is. Obviously, you've got that young age centre back who's potentially the weak link, but that's where Maguire, everyone else needs to step in and protect him to a certain amount. Oh, Nana is the other biggest worry for me. Some days he's pretty okay as a good keeper, and other days he just goes crazy and he do some ridiculous stuff. But hopefully, again, he rises to the occasion. And it's not even about the manager. The players should know how much this rivalry means to the city, to the fans. And I'm 100% sure the fans are going to be up for it. They're going to be singing, they're going to be shouting, they're going to be cheering the team on. It's about the players having the right mentality, and for them to play beyond. They need to. They can't be doing it at 100%. They need to be operating at 110% tomorrow. They need to be playing out the skin. And for me, for Man United, it's probably more of they shouldn't lose this game. It's a must not lose game. So even if you get a draw, the fact that you got a draw, you dented, you put a spanner into the works of Liverpool's title charge is a small bragging thing some of the fans will take with that.
Okay, big up, big up. Ah, Nora, what can I say? Manchester United, zero hope. How much hope do you give us? Be honest. It's at Old Trafford.
No,
It's
yeah,
Manchester United, Liverpool. There's no motivation needed. I think the fans, I think the players might ignore Eric Ten Hag's tactics. If I was the player tomorrow, I will ignore his tactics. I would ignore it and just tell. As soon as we get down the tunnel, I just tell them, listen, this is how we're gonna play. Liverpool, and then you know what I mean. Because his tactics, bro, the way he wants to set up and play, it's disturbing. It's horrendous. Like
they still don't understand the tactics.
Yeah,
the players still don't understand the tactics, so they're not even. It's rhetorical. Like they don't know what the tactics are. They just do your shit, boys. Good luck.
exactly.
Is it true? I've heard that. I don't know if it's true because I was kind of flabbergasted when I heard it from some United fans. Is it true that Rashford and Bruno have some sort of stipulation in their contract that they've got to start a certain amount of games?
Yeah, because that's our football club, innit? That's our football club because they're the two.
No way. Is that real?
I don't know about that.
Listen, let me say something. They're the two the most marketed. When you go outside the stadium, their faces is on all over the things. So he's the captain, Bruno, and he's the two players that Ten Hag relied on last season. It's just the way it is, bro. It is what I mean. Ten Hag has come out and said, like, players that have to, the statements are there. Like, he's come out and said, when you're talking about Donny van der Beek, he was like, well, these players have got to be, you know what I mean? I mean, to be fair, you can accuse that of anybody. With Hendo and Milner, you could have said that about Klopp. Every manager has these favorites, you know what I mean? Yeah. Where I remember watching you guys last season where Hendo and Milner and all your fan base were like, what the hell is he doing out here? And some of them wanted Klopp out, you know what I mean? So every manager has these crazy things, but it's just, to me, Bruno is more of a detriment to the team than he is of a help lately. And the fact that he can never be subbed, it's just, I can never have a player not being subbed. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Nuruddin. I have to leave now, but thank you for the
big up to you, bro.
For letting me come on. And just a small request. I would love to come on again when Arsenal facing Man United. Maybe we can
definitely
have a little discussion. Yeah, and just a cheeky little plug, if you don't mind. Just go give us a follow on it's a YouTube channel. Me and my friends have started, Footy and Chips podcast as well. And again, we pretty much do the same thing, but we discuss again Arsenal. We've got some Chelsea fans and Liverpool fans between our friend groups, and we do that on a regular basis. So appreciate if some of you guys can put that a follow. Thanks, Nuruddin, again. And one last thing, Free Palestine. So I'll put that in there as well. Thank you, boys.
Big up, brother. Yeah, definitely. We got on Twitter now. You know how to reach me. Big up. Love and light. Appreciate you. Take care. So, listen, I'll say this. Manchester United tomorrow, Old Trafford, packed. Little bit of nerves, or you think Liverpool have got this?
Yeah, no, of course there's an element of nerves. I think you've got to kind of think at the same time, that kind of FA Cup game, although, at the end of the game, it was kind of back and forth, and it just does make me think that if United, start strong, get those little wins where, there's periods in the game where we're inevitably going to suffer at some point. I just hope that at times of the game where we've had control, I think if we give United that energy and get the crowd on form, I think that's kind of your best chance of kind of getting fighting for a result. I think if you start strong and you win some 50-50s, take someone out, or do you know what I mean? I think if you really try and create chaos and that energy, I think it will really ramp Old Trafford up into a way that would work for you and work against us subsequently. So I think if we kill the game, I think if we play football, and I think Footy and Chips said it perfectly, if United try and play methodical, Liverpool, I think, will pick them off because on form, that's where Liverpool, I think, have the edge. But I think if you look at it off a one-game basis, if United can really create that atmosphere and really create that energy, set the tone, and just really pin us back, then I think that's your best chance. So there's definitely an element of nerves. But I think if Liverpool can navigate through the first half an hour and really just get a bit of control and establish ourselves throughout the game, I think we'll come out unscathed. But it's definitely that first 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Silence in the crowd, isn't it? Mbaye, do we have any hope? Is there any hope?
I mean,
we hope and pray.
No, the last time we played, but by our standards, I thought we did good. But you know what, Liverpool had played that extra game, and the second half, man, they fluffed a lot of their lines. They had some really good opportunities to materialize things. Tomorrow, I think, will be the game that you would have expected at the FA Cup one, and I don't see Manchester United being able to pull through this one. I think it's going to be Liverpool will score about 3 goals. I think that 3-1 kind of makes sense to me. If they start early with a bang, like the boys said, I think we were there last time. As soon as the crowd went from hero to zero, it was a library in there for a while. And if that happens, man, it could be P45 tomorrow for Uncle Eric. So if it's a bad disaster, but I don't see a way out of this one, because the defense is decimated. It's going to be Evans and Maguire.
Evans, no. It's going to be most likely Kampala and Maguire.
Right, Kwambala and Maguire. Yeah. Like I said, Salah, Nunes to me is I really like him. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I fancy him. I think Diaz is a great player, but I'm looking forward to that battle very much. With Aaron, I think Salah and Dalot, that will be difficult. Then you got the midfield, man. This is our biggest problem. You see that midfield, he's just not getting it right, and it's like we're one ball. That's it, one ball, and when it's over, the whole thing. We're at 6s and 7s, and that's the thing that we have not fixed the whole season.
You know who I would play tomorrow?
Yeah.
Mason Mount. I play Amrabat and I play Kobe. The other 3 to match them.
I'll go with Casemiro. And then if it's not
Casemiro's
going too well,
a disgrace, man. Did you not see him against Chelsea?
I did. He is hobbling around a little bit. But if he's right, bro.
He looks like workhorse running on a treadmill.
Bro, do you know the thing is, if you're not playing, look, the thing with Bruno, yeah. I mean, I rate Bruno. I know he's getting a lot of shit at the minute, and like the Chip said, Rashford can create something out of nothing, 20, 30 yarder. So that's why Eric sometimes goes for him, because that's what he's going to take. But if you've got no Bruno tomorrow, bro, if you've got no Bruno tomorrow to hit the first time balls into the line for the guys up top, and it's tight in midfield, if you put Amrabat in there, and now you've got Mount and Kobe Minu, Kobe's deep anyway. Amrabat offers absolutely zero going forward. Casemiro can actually play
We're
forward.
gonna
Though.
fight. Listen, it's a boxing fight. It's not a football game tomorrow.
Yeah, but you have to
What are you on
create two.
about?
You have to create two. You have to
Listen,
give them
no,
something to think about.
no,
You have to.
no.
Otherwise,
Listen,
it's going to be one-way traffic, bro. That's how
I
it works.
need. Listen, I
If
need
you're not
people.
look, if you're not giving them anything to think about at all, then they just get bolder and bolder. And it's
There's
not
nothing
just
to think
Liverpool.
about.
Every team. Yeah, I
There's
know,
nothing
bro,
to
but you
think
have to. You
about.
have to. You have to
There's
give them
nothing
something
to
to
think
think
about.
about.
In midfield tomorrow, Manchester United can't gate it. I want legs. I want people in people's faces. Mount, Amrabat legs, Kobe. That's who I would play. And then I would play up front. I would want Garnacho to be coming on, I think. And I would start Ahmad and Anthony either side.
Who are you putting as the guy that's going to take that ball off the defense?
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh,
Amrabat?
No, Kobe will do that. No problem.
Bro, Amrabat is useless past the halfway line. He offers zero. I know you want to keep it tight. I'm telling you, man. All right.
Let's go. Have we got a prayer? Have we got any prayers, man? What's going on in Southern Africa? Do you have any prayers on that side? Manchester United. Can we shock the world tomorrow? Can we shock the world? Can we use the Old Trafford crowd?
You need a rumble in the jungle tomorrow, bro.
We already did it, man.
Do you agree or disagree?
We already did it. I think we already had our prayers with the FA Cup, guys.
Amrabat and
Nah, I think we already.
Mount and Kobe, I would play tomorrow. Me personally.
Yeah, I think more or less that would also be a good alternative from what I've said we could play. But to be honest, guys, we know that this is coming. We didn't expect it in the FA Cup where these guys were gonna raise their game to a certain level. And obviously, we had a little bit of luck where the manager just threw the kitchen sink at everything. So it was like a game where there was a lot of circumstances involved. And, with Liverpool obviously playing, an extra game. And so that factored into everything that, into that game as well. Let's not forget that there was a lot that went in our direction. This time around, unfortunately, no. If you're just not going to compete at that level, then you're just not going to compete and they will win. I said this and I'll say it again. They will win. We will be here after the match reaction. And I will say that we were going to lose this game either way. So we must just accept this, man. And I'm personally not going to watch all of the game. I'm going to try and watch bits and pieces. That's all I'm gonna do. Just to be able to see what obviously went wrong. But I'm not gonna sit here for the whole 90 minutes. It's gonna be torture. For your neutral fan, or rather, should I say, the Man United fan who's watching this, it's gonna be torture for them. But yeah.
Yeah, man. Big up. Sean, you're late to the party.
Yeah.
Any hope tomorrow? The question is, do we have any hope tomorrow? We hope.
The worst thing that could have happened for us was the fact that Arsenal won today and that City won today. Which means for us to win, Liverpool have to not do the business, which I think will be asking too much of United. I really hope we can win, Erdin, but I think like most of the guys here, I don't really have a hope. Like it's more of a prayer, basically. Apparently,
on a prayer. Whoa! Bon Jovi time.
I read that Ten Hag is trying to motivate the players by showing them all the news and all the reports about how everybody's attacking them. He's trying to create some kind of siege mentality. I really hope it works. Like I hope to high heavens that it works. But honestly, like I think tomorrow would require character from the United squad that I just don't think is there. I just don't think that character that we would need to show up tomorrow and win against a Liverpool team that would really, really want it. Like so, they are I think third. The title league is like the title race is really tough this time, and if Liverpool drop points tomorrow, I think that means they're out of the race. And so I just don't see them. I don't see them dropping points, man. Honestly, it's they will either win by like it won't be a bloodbath for sure. So I don't see like 5-0 or like 7-0 or anything like that. Either Liverpool win or we win. I don't expect it to end in a draw. Somebody's gonna go home with 3 points tomorrow, definitely.
Okay, Habibi. Okay, bro. Listen, it's what it is. He's still Ten Hag in, yeah? He's still with Ten Hag.
Still
Hag
Ten Hag
with us.
in.
He's
Still
doing
Ten
the
Hag
Ten
in.
Hag Defense League, yeah?
Yeah,
You're the
no,
one-
still
I'm-
the chairman of the Ten Hag Defense League for sure.
There you go. There you go. Wow. Somebody's got to. Somebody's got to. Somebody's got to.
You
Man,
know,
I-
Moreni Lawani said something there good. He said, look, if you think about it, the Champions League's finished. That's gone completely. The FA Cup is a prayer. So the players maybe have checked out, whereas Liverpool, man, are full throttle on. And like Sean is saying, that game intensified now. They have to win. And what Liverpool have that nobody else has is Klopp is leaving. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Klopp
they
is
also have the
leaving.
referees. They also have the backing of the referees because they've been getting some atrocious calls, in their favor. So
Now, to be fair,
be on
at
the
the
lookout
start of
for
the
that.
season, I'm not going to lie to you. Listen, listen. I think it's been a mix for them. I remember the goal they scored against Tottenham. That was 100% penalty against Man City. We've got to be 100%. What's
Yeah,
his
they've had
name?
some
The
stinkers
winger.
against them as well.
The
McAllister
winger,
got popped,
the
man.
Liverpool, the
Yeah,
Manchester
yeah,
wing,
remember
Man
that, the
City
red card.
winger, man. He took him down, man. That was the penalty all day.
Van Dijk
All
was
day.
literally choking somebody in their last game. Two hands on the guy's neck.
Yo,
The same thing that
listen.
Casemiro got a red card for.
He gets away with it, mate. You need a bit of luck to win the league, mate. That's what you do. But they've been robbed as well. Let's be right. They have been robbed. The Spurs, to me, the Spurs offside goal is forever one of
crazy,
the worst.
The worst one, yeah.
The worst. That goal, the game changes. You don't know what kind of game you have. Liverpool have got players on the counter. They score that goal, Spurs can get dented even more. But listen,
You know what I'm hoping, Nuruddin? I'm hoping we see a star tomorrow in Kamboala. I'm hoping we unearth another gem because it's likely to be Maguire and Kamboala in the defense. So I'm hoping that young man steps up tomorrow and writes his name basically in the United history as another young player to add to the list of exceptional young players that we have in the squad. Honestly, it's vibes. It's hope. 7:30 a.m. for me tomorrow morning. Kind of like first thing in the morning. Hopefully Liverpool doesn't ruin my day.
Yeah, listen, you live in sunny California, yeah, anyway. Nobody can ruin your day in the sunshine, man. Find the nearest beach. Listen, big up to everybody. Big up to Nura Beats. Big up to listen, last word from you two. Last word. Hopefully you two will be available tomorrow sometime if you want to come on, like, you know what I mean? Come on here to go. Cheers. Thank you. You know what I mean? You come on, dunk on us. No problem. We're here to take it. But big up Nurabi's. Last word of the show for you, bro. Before what's your rallying cry, just in case Liverpool players see this? What's your rallying cry?
I'll just say, listen, focus, stay like in the game. Don't allow United to make it into as Noordin said, a boxing match, punch for punch. Try and suffocate them. Don't give them any oxygen to breathe. Get the early goal or 1 or 2 goals, and then we should see it through. Remember, it's the last season of Klopp. Come on, lads.
Do it for Jurgen. Go ahead, lad. What's the last word from you for the Liverpool, if you had to say to the players?
Yeah. Just Darwin, just create chaos in that back line. Just keep running, counter press, all good. Anticipate those long balls. Just anticipate those runs behind. Really make it difficult, but also be prepared to take the sting out of the game when the atmosphere ramps up. So do that, and just alluded to what Nurabeat said with the Klopp, the sentiment around Klopp. I think it'd just be a fitting way to get a good statement win, hopefully, against United tomorrow.
Actually, I'll stay with you there. Do you think the league is going? I think there's going to be more twists and turns to go. If you lose or draw tomorrow, you're still in a title race. I personally believe. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we're still in the title race, but I think when you give teams that advantage, I think at this point of the season where we're sort of getting close to the end of the season now. Where how many games is there? 30 played. If we obviously after tomorrow be 31. I think if you're given the circumstances around how big of a win that could be tomorrow for us, the psychological takeaway from the other two sides, I think, providing we win, I think could be a big statement for us and could push us forward. But to the same token, if we're to not get a result, I think it works the other way and it bigs them up. But that's not to say we're out of the race. But of course, psychologically, it does shift things this close to the end of the season. So, margin for error is very small at the moment. You
have a free hit because we're going to beat Arsenal at Old Trafford, so that's a free hit, for you guys.
Let's hope for fingers crossed.
I think it's not the last game of the season. I think it's one of the last games.
Second to the last game, I think.
Oh my God, we could be giving them. Can you imagine us giving them a
20 times? Like no way.
No matter how bad we are this season, that's one game I'm sure. 3 points in the bag against Arsenal at Old Trafford.
It's Arsenal, mate. They don't concede goals. Norabits, you're definitely not out of the league title if you lose or draw tomorrow.
No, because it'll be just 2 points and just hoping for Arsenal then to start to. It becomes difficult. A draw will probably be still something in it for us. But then as Aled said, you have to then start to rely on other teams now, and we've been doing that for the last 2 times.
How many times in any repeat?
You got Champions League, lads. You got Champions League still. Arsenal, City.
Got the Europa League.
Yeah, they do. But sometimes because we've been through it against Man City. Sometimes the Champions League could be a good distraction, but Arsenal has never been in this situation. So maybe because there was times when we were going for the Champions League and the league, that Klopp will have to rotate and against some quality teams. And let's see if Arteta is willing to do that, rotate and still get result over the line.
City have got Real Madrid, man, Tuesday night. So that's not a joke game. That could, turn the screw up a little bit on them. He's already rotating. Haaland's been resting.
Yeah.
So it's still a few twists and turns, I feel.
100%. I agree with you, both of you, when you say it's twists and turns.
Listen, I think it's a lot to go. I think the league title is going to be. I don't think what happens. I think when there's 4 games to go is where it gets, squeaky bum time, like Fergie used to say. I think 4 games to go for everybody is where you see where everybody is. But I hope he goes to the wire. I hope he goes to the last day. I really hope he goes to the last day.
I honestly think, though, if we do beat United, I think we should see it through. I think we've done it.
That's my point. Like this
is the one.
Exactly, this is the one. The rest, you just have to be professional and be there, turn up. You'll get the points as long as you're professional. But this is
aside from even the points, the motivation you guys will get from winning this game. I think we'll see.
Because exactly. Regardless of your form, I still think going away to Man United on paper with little games to go and getting a result is still such a positive takeaway. I think. Do you know what I mean? I think given the implications that'll have, I think it's a big boost.
You know what? What I see for you guys, if you play Spurs, you play Villa. But with April, Everton, Fulham, Crystal Palace, West Ham, I think you got those games. I think Spurs and Villa will be a bit dangerous games for you guys. They're the last 2 games of the season.
Yeah.
But it's all dangerous for them right now, because nobody expects them to lose. Even this game tomorrow, the pressure is all on Liverpool. Because either way, if we lose, then nobody expected us to win anyway. And if we win, then damn, Liverpool, you couldn't beat this terrible United. So the pressure is all on them, basically to get a result from tomorrow, which could work in our favor. That's what Ten Hag is trying to tell these guys, the players, right? That everybody expects you to lose. Come on, let's buckle up together and see how we can get 3 points. I don't know.
Go ahead, Bombay.
Well, I think tomorrow there is another way of looking at this. It's Erik ten Hag. He gets licked up tomorrow badly, and this team gets licked up. That's a step closer to see you later. And one thing I know about Manchester United is, as soon as they raise the bar by doing something good, they crumble in the next game. That's what I tend to see United, and this is the thing. So tomorrow, Liverpool, it is a small margin for her, but there is a margin. Champions League is a thing still. And this is a tough fixture, United at home, because it's Liverpool. So you might think you're going to get something, but Man United players, bro, and this manager, they are playing with a different type of pressure that is the backlash. If we get mauled tomorrow, is not going to be something we want to face.
Just imagine Liverpool fans thinking you're getting sacked in the morning.
Do you know what I mean, Sean? I get what you're saying. It could happen, but it could also happen the other way. Because one thing I know about these boys, they're made of glass, man. We look at the last couple of games. 2 minutes to go, Brentford, bang, Chelsea. 2 minutes to go. You're 3-2 up, you lose 4-3. We've seen it in the champion. Yeah, so
listen,
God knows, man.
We'll be back here tomorrow night, people, for the match reaction. I'd like to thank from the top there, Alad Cop TV. Make sure you check it out. Check out my brother Nura Beats. Check out on his channel as well. We've got Let's So Talks Football. You can follow him at Twitter. And make sure you follow at Sean Thomas and check out the podcast, his geopolitical podcast. Sean, as we see things. How we see things. No? This is us, called? How we see things.
Correct, Meridian. Big up.
How we see things. Make sure you can get it from all the podcast providers. Big up. Yeah, man. Listen, big love to you all. May the West team win. To me, may the best team win. I'll try to be there if I can be there tomorrow. It's not a late game, so yeah. Me effing and blinding, breaking my fast in the stadium. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm just sick of these games, innit? I'm sick of these games. Just watching us get hammered, you know what I mean? Just seeing Liverpool fans try out singles. It's just the way it is. So we'll see. I'll see when I wake up tomorrow how I feel.
Do you know when we went to play you guys in the FA Cup? That it's a library in Old Trafford. The only thing you can hear is Nuruddin screaming at Anthony, "You shit! Prove me wrong, you dickhead!" That's all you could hear.
No, but that's the one advantage we have, right? The fans at Old Trafford. If we could make it a game, if one of the players does something first, like I said, the last game, first 5 minutes, tackle somebody, clash into somebody, basically, like, take somebody out, show the fans that you're up for it. If the fans at Old Trafford basically get behind the team, it might be difficult. It might be very difficult for Liverpool.
Big up. Listen, big up, man. Like I said, go and check out Fish and Footy Chips as well. Go and check out his channel, Arsenal fan. Big up to Aled. Big up to Nura Beats. Big up to Bumbaye, Lesso, Sean. Big up to Tom, who also joined us. Make sure our Tom Journalist won. Big up to our brother, Luani, as well. Big up to you, Luani, all the way in New York. Hopefully, if you're around tomorrow, if you're not on the road, come on, jump on for the match reaction. Listen, big up to every one of you. Free Palestine, free the Congo. Stop the fighting in Sudan and the killing and the maiming and Tigray region, in Ogaden region. And yeah, resist Zionism, man. That's all we can do is resist Zionism. That's all we can do, man. Stop the genocide. But big up to everybody. Love, light. We always stand with the oppressed, stand against the oppressors. That's what we are. May the best team win the game tomorrow. Because Eric Ten Hag, the last thing I say, he's got the dreaded vote of confidence from Ineos through the media. They've been feeding it out. And you know what that means? I don't think they'll sack him tomorrow if we get whacked 3 or 4-0. I think he'll be gone at the end of the season. But if it means we get Southgate, I'd rather keep Eric Ten Hag. Peace, love, light, win, lose, draw, Glazers out, Jim the Rat Radcliffe out. Take care, people. We'll be back for the match reaction. But yeah, check out all the people's channels, people. Check out all the people's channels. And yeah, I'll add Cop TV Talk. Check it out. Nura Beats channel. Lesso's been shadow banned as well, but follow him on Twitter.
Can I just say quickly that I'm on LRFC now, so I'm on.
Yeah, likewise.
So check us out on that as well.
LRFC, yeah. Big up, up my brother Fosi. Yeah, it's that Fosi's channel, yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, man. Big up Fosi. Love and light. Listen, big up to you guys. Appreciate you all, and we'll catch you tomorrow for the what could be. We'd either come here cheering, or we'd either just be like that. You know what I mean? Like that.
Oh, we won't come here at all, man.
And if I go to the stadium, whether I watch it on telly or go to the stadium, I'll be watching it like that. Yeah, that's straight into happening. I'll be like that. That's how I'll be watching the game. Big up. love, light, fuck science, and fuck that ideology, racist apartheid ideology. Peace, love, and light.
Big
Take
up,
care,
everyone.
people.
Safe.
Good night.
Take care, boys.
Yeah, guys.
Take care, guys.